Coming up on Unpeeled, light your torches for the return of this popular reality competition show.
Riders on the West Coast are picketing for better working conditions.
Despite a cheating scandal, this Olympic team curled their way to gold.
And a K-pop group achieved a milestone that proves they are here to stay. All that and more, Unpeeled starts right now. Welcome to a brand new episode of Unpeeled. I'm Rickie.
And I'm Sophia Zaninovich. Now for an update on fashion's biggest night. The Met Gala's dress code is officially Fashion is Art. Attendees are encouraged to think of their bodies as a blank canvas. The show will be made up of nearly 400 items from the museum's collection of objects that depict the human form.
The collection will be shown in the Met's new space, the Condé Nast Galleries. Anna Wintour, Beyonce, and Nicole Kidman and Venus Williams will co-chair the event, which is set for the first Monday in May.
On Sunday, the British Academy Film Awards continued, crowning one battle after another with the award for Best Picture. The BAFTA for Best Lead Actor went to Robert Mayo in I Swear, and Best Lead Actress went to Jessie Buckley in Hamnet.
However, the night was also met with controversy. John Davidson, the inspiration behind I Swear, shouted a racial slur from the audience at Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, who were presenting. Davidson is diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome and apologized in an email interview with Variety. On his tics, he said, quote, "I want to be really clear that the intent behind them is zero. What you're hearing is a symptom, not my character." Obviously, it's super unfortunate that this even happened in the first place, but that doesn't mean that Michael and Delroy's reactions weren't completely justified.
I agree, but it is live TV. Things like this happen all the time, and we just have to move forward. Now, let's not take away from the amazing art we got to see. So what was your favorite parts about the BAFTAs?
There was so much to talk about. I feel like the BAFTAs are one of those shows that, here in America, we kind of get some new exposure to content that we maybe didn't get a lot of promotion or exposure to in general. But I think Sinners becoming the most nominated film in BAFTA history by a black director was awesome. But I think the biggest talking point from an award standpoint, Marty Supreme went 0 for 11 on its nomination. How crazy is that?
It's actually insane because anything that Timothée Chalamet touches is gold. No matter what team it is, even if it's the costuming, they win everything. So it was interesting to see that the BAFTAs, it's British. It's maybe, they didn't accept it as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the Oscars. I mean, 9 nominations, we'll see.
If they go over at the Oscars, it could be very, very scary.
Now, moving on to music, the 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees were announced today with 17 contenders. Many artists appeared on the ballot for the first time this year, including Jeff Buckley, Pink, and Shakira. Others like Mariah Carey, Billy Idol, and Oasis are returning after previous nominations.
Despite many people wanting more competitors from the older generations, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has yet to lean into this request. Instead, many of the nominees had their rise to fame in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s. The inductees will be revealed in April. This is such big news that we got today. I was super excited to find out the 2026 nominees, and I'm glad that there's some fresh new faces being added to the list. I don't think it's necessarily taken away from the accomplishments of the older generation of artists, but instead giving the flowers to the artists that are just now hitting their milestone to be able to get in.
Yes, and that's 25 years, and I know that might seem like a long time, but that's 2001. I mean, Shakira, all these big names that we've grown up with, I love to see them encouraged and getting these awards while they're still alive. You don't need to give it to, Aerosmith or someone when they're long gone. So it's really fun to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame really expand into just appreciating music and not putting artists in a box that you have to be this one genre.
And not only appreciating the different generations, but also appreciating all different genres, like you just said, because it's no longer the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's the Music Hall of Fame as a whole, I think.
And it's really exciting. And now, sticking in the music industry, Spotify and popular water brand Liquid Death are teaming up for a way to, quote, redefine the afterlife experience. On Tuesday, the companies announced the Eternal Playlist Urn, a vase intended for the remains of loved ones or yourself.
The urn is embossed with the logos of both companies and has a built-in Bluetooth speaker to play music. Spotify has a playlist generator to help users create their eternal soundtrack, which can be directly synced to a purchased urn. The urn is currently available for just under $500.
We're not going to touch that.
Yeah,
we don't need to talk about that.
I don't think we need to talk about that at all, but we should talk about Survivor Season 50 because the tribe has spoken with new additions to Survivor Season 50. Premiering tonight, the new season, titled In the Hands of Fans, will see the return of 24 castaways from previous seasons. For the first time ever, the show allowed fans to determine multiple key elements of the game, including if immunity idols are allowed.
This season also brings celebrity guest visits. YouTuber Mr. Beast and Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon are slated to make appearances. Survivor host and showrunner Jeff Probst promises a great time, saying, quote, "Season 50 is the most fun I've ever had on a season of Survivor." And I think that's because he just announced yesterday that he competes. I don't know if that means that he's one of the big competitors and could win the whole thing. I think that's probably not fair.
That's rigged. That's rigged.
Exciting. They're always changing it up.
Exactly. And I think, especially for the contestants who are out there every day on the grind, they are definitely going to get a kick out of seeing Jeff compete in some form or fashion, just that way he can, understand their trauma and what they have to do in order to win Survivor. But Fiji is such a cool location, it seems like, to do this kind of a show. I mean, they're right there by the water, so they have whatever they need.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to see what kind of jungle elements they do with the show. But also, Survivor is everywhere. I mean, they have so much media presence now more than ever.
Exactly, and with this new season, they're also collaborating with different mobile games, including Words with Friends, which I think really could add to the fandom and just make this season that much more special. When we come back, we learn more about a recent writer's strike in LA.
And we honor the legacy of a beloved Hollywood star after his passing. Stay tuned, Unpeelers. Boom. Done. Okay, where are we going? I'm at the verb. I'm in the corner. I know the song is awful. What? I know, it feels really...
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
Last Friday, Netflix released the second installment of its docuseries Famous Last Words, following the death of beloved actor Eric Dane. Here to break it down is our TV reporter, Lane Yeager. Lane, what exactly is Netflix's Famous Last Words series?
So Famous Last Words is hosted by writer and producer Brad Falchuk, and it features incredibly intimate interviews with notable figures before their deaths. So of course, these interviews are done in advance, and we saw Netflix premiere the series last October following the death of renowned primatologist Dr. Jane Goodall. And then on Friday, we saw the release of Eric Dane's interview.
And so what were Eric's famous last words?
So Eric's interview was filmed confidentially in November, and the majority of the interview focuses on his relationship with his wife, Rebecca Gayhart, as well as their 2 daughters, Billy and Georgia. And he directly addresses his daughters in his final words after Falchuk had left the set, and it was incredibly heartbreaking to watch. Take a look.
Seems surmountable. I hope I've demonstrated that you can face anything. You can face the end of your days. You can face hell with dignity. Fight, girls, and hold your heads high. Billy and Georgia, you are my heart. You are my everything. Good night. I love you.
Lane, obviously this was such a shocker and so saddening to hear for so many of us that loved Eric. What have been the audience's reactions since the special came out?
A lot of people and viewers have taken to social media to claim that Netflix is insensitive for releasing the interview directly after Dane's death. However, I think it's very clear through his words that this is what he intended and wanted both for himself and for his daughters.
The special was super touching and super heart-wrenching to watch. Eric obviously was a beloved member of our industry. Sophia, I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Now, Hollywood is no stranger to the picket lines, but this time the protest isn't targeting studios or streaming giants. Instead, it's happening outside the Writers Guild of America West itself. Our industry reporter Cami Bremer explains the unexpected labor dispute.
Thank you. What is usually a battle between writers and major media companies has taken a surprising turn. Staff members who work for the Writers Guild of America West recently stepped outside the union's Los Angeles headquarters to picket against their own employer. The employees, represented by the Pacific Northwest Staff Union, have been negotiating with their first collective bargaining agreement with WGA management since last fall. When discussions failed to produce a deal, staffers authorized a strike. But instead of walking out against studios like Disney or Netflix, they formed a picket line outside the very union known for defending writers' rights. The dispute centers on workplace issues, including claims of unfair labor practices and disagreements over contract terms. Staffers argue that the management has not been bargaining in good faith. The timing has caught attention across Hollywood as the Writers Guild prepares for upcoming negotiations with major studios. Some industry observers see the strike as an ironic twist. A union is now facing the same internal labor pressure it often challenges elsewhere. On social media, reactions range from support for staffers to concerns about the message this sends during a critical period for writers. In response, the strike is now impacting guild events. WGA West management has warned it may cancel the upcoming Writers Guild Awards ceremony if the dispute remains unresolved. The move could force refunds and disrupt one of the union's highest profile nights. As negotiations continue, this rare internal picket line serves as a reminder that even organizations built to protect workers are not immune to workplace conflicts. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cami. And when we come back, our fashion reporter skates us through some figure skating fashion. Don't go anywhere, Unpeelers.
Welcome back to this week's episode of the Sideline Squeeze. I'm Victoria Daly.
And I'm Lindsay Aarons.
Jumping right into Thursday night football, the Commanders took on the Eagles last night. 3-0 the last 3 games. Virginia Tech is coming to the Dome tomorrow.
Fran Brown has just totally changed the culture of Syracuse football for the better.
September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, we have a big fight card. Mikey, it's Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga.
The Eagles completely clicked on all cylinders in this second half.
Let's go to the finals predictions. What are you thinking?
I'm going Liberty and Sun, and I'm going Liberty taking it home this year.
On Bones Jones really kept his heavyweight here. I mean, a pure dominant TKO.
With November comes playoff time for women's soccer. That means the ACC tournament is in full swing, and the NWSL playoffs are not too far behind.
She's dominant in the paint. She scores in the paint. We know that she's aggressive. She littles everybody. But what does the perimeter look like?
It was a solid season for the Orange. I mean, like you said, 13-7 on the season, 4-4 in conference play.
You got Cameron Breen, you got Rickie Jackson. You just need somebody at that guard spot that look thin in that area. That could be a dangerous trio in the WNBA.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Back on Peelers, with the Olympics now wrapped up, the celebration has begun for the gold medal winners. Except for one, our sports reporter Nathaniel Cunningham is here to break down some of the controversy up north. Can you explain a little bit what's going on with this team?
Yeah, with this Canadian national team. First, it's important to note that this is one of those teams that was really coming into the year as kind of exciting. They've won 6 medals in curling. They've won 3 of them in gold. This was a team that was expected to do a lot of great things, but in the round robin stages against Sweden, that's when the controversy really hit. This is a squad that went out there on a thrown stone. You saw a double touch. Essentially what happens is once you release that stone, you're not allowed to touch it again. Doesn't matter if it's 10 feet before the line or right exactly at the line. And you see right there, you're watching Mark Kennedy kind of extend his finger. Well, at the end, Oscar Eriksson of Team Sweden, he wasn't too happy about that one. He ultimately complained with the judges. No call was found, but some controversy early on that really kind of went throughout the rest of the program.
Yeah, this is like, I feel like a lot of rookie moves going on. Like, this is not what you do at the Olympics. Now, was this the only bit of cheating that happened in curling?
Unfortunately, it wasn't, because Team Canada's women's team also accused of cheating, which is astonishing to think about, not only the men's team, but just kind of the entire nation. Great Britain's team was also accused of cheating as well. So the allegations kind of going throughout what curling is. And for a sport that's had so much popularity as of recently, it's kind of crazy to think that so many people are concerned about whether or not there's cheating happening in the Olympics.
Exactly. It's something that I don't think I ever paid attention to until this year. Every time I turn on the Olympics, there's curling every single day. Now, what are the outcomes of some of these allegations?
Well, what the World Curling Commission decided was that they're actually going to add some extra judges. The problem is that there's 4 curling matches that happen in an arena at once. And with those 4 curling matches, only 2 extra judges, not enough eyes to see. But the plan is hopefully that with those extra judges, you'll be able to watch in case those double touches do happen. And then that way they can be eliminated in the future.
Wow. We're going to have to wait and see in the next 4 years.
Exactly 4 years later.
Yeah, pay attention to more curling, I guess. Now, thank you so much, Nathaniel.
Of course.
Now, continuing on the ice, we have our fashion and beauty reporter, Ella Kestrelon, that takes us into the world of Olympic figure skating, breaking down costume design and the impressive looks we've seen so far.
Thanks, Sophia. Now, my favorite part of the Winter Olympics has got to be figure skating. It's always incredible to watch, but let me take you behind the scenes to something you may have never thought about before, the costume design. Actually, one of my favorite looks is right behind me from Canadian skating duo Piper Gills and Paul Poirier with Van Gogh themed outfits, really elevating their performance. These intricate designs usually start as a close collaboration between the designer, skater, and choreographer. Designers often listen to the music 20 to 30 times to fully grasp the mood and movement of the routine before even starting their sketches. Some costumes are covered in as many as 4,000 crystals. Overall, a single outfit can take up to 150 hours to create, with costs reaching as high as $8,000 for the athletes competing in Milan. But when everything is done right, the results are spectacular. This can be seen in 20-year-old gold medalist Elisa Leo, one of the youngest athletes to reach this milestone. As you can see here, this Y2K-inspired shimmering gold dress with layered fringe moved with every jump and spin. Her hair, unexpected jewelry, and modern accessories showcased her unique personal style, opening the door for more diverse personalities to shine on the ice. Next, for another impressive look, Madison Chalk not only designs her own costumes, but also creates them for her husband and partner skater, Evan Bates, along with Olympic teams from Spain and Australia, proving she can do it all on and off the ice. Rickie, back to you.
It truly was a historic Olympics. Thanks, Ella. When we return, we learn more about how former child stars are making their returns to live theater. Be right back on Peelers.
Welcome to an excellent episode of Live from Studio B.
Two of the most popular K-pop girl groups, Blackpink and Cat's Eye, had some major announcements to make this week. Our music reporter Elizabeth Gottlieb is here to break down what's going on.
Yeah, Sophia, there are certainly some highs and lows in the K-pop world this week. Blackpink has become the first official artist channel to reach 100 million subscribers on YouTube. To celebrate this milestone, YouTube gifted the group a custom Red Diamond Creator Award. This comes as Blackpink has earned 3.3 billion views across YouTube over the past 12 months. After Blackpink's Jisoo, Rosé, Jennie, and Lisa concluded their world tour in January, Blackpink is now returning with their third mini-album after 3 years. The album is titled Deadline and is set to drop on Friday. The album will feature 5 songs, including their lead single, Jump. While Blackpink is starting up again, one member of a different K-pop group is taking a step back. Manon Bannerman of Cat's Eye is taking a temporary leave of absence from the 2-time Grammy-nominated girl group to focus on her health and well-being. Hybe and Geffen labels put out a statement saying, quote, "Cat's Eye remains committed to showing up for one another and for the fans who mean everything to us." The statement also mentioned that the rest of Cat's Eye will be continuing with all scheduled activities. But this is not the first time that an artist or group has taken a step back for their mental health. After collapsing on stage in New York, singer Lola Young canceled all of her upcoming performances to take some time to work on herself. Big Time Rush, which was supposed to perform here in Syracuse back in January, canceled their U.S. college tour dates due to prolonged illness and injuries. Cat's Eye's next performance is Coachella in April, but the biggest question will be how long Manon's break will be and if she will be on the stage in Coachella Valley. But haven't you heard? Internet girls need breaks too. I'm your music reporter Elizabeth Gottlieb. Back to you, Rickie.
Some past theater kids aren't quite ready for the curtain to close on their journey. I'm here with Broadway reporter Kate Galante to tell us more. Kate, can you please explain this trend to me?
Yeah, Rickie. So pop stars and movie stars alike are migrating their way back to the Broadway stage, and this could be for a multitude of reasons. You know, Hollywood culture as a whole, whether it be on the film set or the recording studio, you know, it can be kind of toxic at times. So maybe these performers just want to break from that. But as I like to say, once a theater kid, always a theater kid. Nostalgia plays a huge role in this. A lot of these stars were theater kids growing up, and there truly is no feeling like performing live for an audience.
And are there any recent examples that we've seen of this?
We know her, we love her. Ariana Grande is playing Dot in Sunday in the Park with George, one of Stephen Sondheim's most iconic musicals, and we know she can sing because of her exquisite performance in Wicked, but she's actually been doing musical theater since she was 8 years old and made her Broadway debut in 13 the Musical as just a teen, so she is no stranger to the stage. Just like Matthew Morrison, you may know from the hit TV series Glee, he's playing Bobby Darin in Just in Time for a 3-week-long limited engagement. He went to the Orange County High School for the Arts, went to NYU Tisch for musical theater, and dropped out to join the Broadway cast of Footloose. So I'm so excited to see what these two performers take to these roles.
Well, we're talking about some of the recent examples. Who do you want to see?
This may be a hot take, Rickie, but I really want to see Sabrina Carpenter take the Broadway stage. I think she has developed so much as a performer. She has so much presence. She actually played Katie Heron in Mean Girls, but the run got cut short because of COVID. So I think she's in need of a redemption era. I'd also love to see Lizzie McAlpine. She was in Floyd Collins, one of my favorite artists of all time. I think she has such a beautiful voice, and I'd love to see her on stage again in a different role.
Of course, if we know anything about Sabrina, she's super talented and she can do
100%.
anything. Thank you so much. A monkey is going viral after being rejected by its mother. We'll break down why it's such a big hit when we come back.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will look
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
A monkey named Punch, who lives in Japan, is going viral for his new furry friend. Punch made headlines on social media for having a monkey stuffed animal, not only for emotional support, but also as a replacement for his mother.
You can see the monkey right here. Punch, a baby macaque monkey, was given the stuffed animal as support and is using it after being rejected by the rest of the monkeys at the zoo. Punch is now being carefully raised by the staff. I don't blame him for becoming close with the staff. If you try to go be friends with one of your own kind and they say, nah, we're good, what are you supposed to do?
I know, and he's just a little guy. He just wants to hang out with this monkey. If you haven't seen, this is the video. It's the cutest thing
come
ever.
on. Look at how cute this is.
I thought it was AI. I literally thought it was AI, but
and you see him. I mean, I don't know if we're going to play this specific video, but like I said, he literally tried multiple times to go be friends with the other groups of monkeys, leaving his stuffed animal behind, hoping that they would accept him, and they said, no, we don't, I don't know.
He has been accepted, just letting you know. He's made friends, so it's all good.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have with you tonight.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on our socials at Unpeeled_Syracuse and on Instagram and CitrusTV on X. I'm Sophia Zaninovich.
And I'm Rickie Potts. From all of us at Unpeeled, stay classy, Syracuse.